Hello everyone and welcome back to Animation Pilgrimage, the show where Tennille and I take a look at every single theatrically released animated film in chronological order. And here we are in a new year. We're in 1982.
The beautiful year of 1982.
It has been half a year since we've done an actual year. We had so many catch-up films. But now we're here and we're starting a brand new year. And currently we have 28 movies to watch from this year, which is more than any other year up to this point.
Big year. Big
So
year.
we'll be here for a while. And this year gets started off with, honestly, a pretty good movie, Gauche the Cellist.
A damn good movie, I'd even say. This was a delight to watch, a wonderful find that I'd never seen before. I loved this.
This was fantastic. This was given to us by, this was made by O Productions from Japan.
Yeah.
That's OH exclamation point. Productions.
Yes.
Yeah, this was fantastic. I really enjoyed this film.
Some wonderful vibes. The premise of the film is that it is the journey of a man who plays the cellist and
The cello.
The cello. He is a cellist. And he's trying to work to get better at playing so that he can play in this concert with the rest of the orchestra. And how a bunch of animals help him get better at playing.
Thanks, you just did the entire plot synopsis.
Yeah.
It's a very slice of life feeling movie. There's not a lot of deep plot that goes on, but it's really good.
Yeah.
I can go a little bit more in depth in a plot synopsis.
I mean, I think just a little. Like, you really don't need to know a whole lot to go into this one.
It's like, yeah, he's part of an orchestra and the conductor is berating him for being bad and no passion and not really paying attention and stuff like that.
Well, his biggest problem seems to be that he's unconfident, and so that makes it feel like he's stumbling, like he's playing too slowly, like he's stumbling behind the rest of the orchestra.
Yeah. So he goes home, and that night he's visited by a cat who demands music. And so he then tortures the cat with some awful playing. Like absolute uproarious evil playing.
Well, he's playing a specific melody that's supposed to sound very unsettling and rough. It's called, like...
The Tiger Hunt or something like that?
Yeah, like Tigers in India or something like that.
And yeah, he then tells the cat to piss off and go away.
There's also this... I know we're already talking about the cat, but like the movie opens brilliantly. It has Beethoven music playing.
And the music is perfectly emulated in the animation and hits perfectly. This is what I want from movies emulating the Fantasia style. Where
Right.
when there's music, the flash, like it's a storm, and whenever you hit a flash, it perfectly syncs with the music, and it's beautiful and amazing, and I love it. And this whole movie does that.
Right. And so it opens this way, and it's very like environmental shots and things like that. But then we like kind of zoom in on our main character, and we realize that he's actually playing in the orchestra that's playing the music. And then it kind of takes you through how the orchestra feels while playing the music. Like they get swept up in the middle of the storm while they're all playing.
Oh, it's so
and then
cool.
land back in the building and everything. Like it's just a banger of an opening. And then the rest of the film just has this like very Studio Ghibli, nostalgic, warm, comforting vibe.
It's like with the character designs and the animations on all the animals and
And
stuff.
the beautiful watercolor backgrounds. And like I feel like I could take a screen cap of any part of this movie and show it to someone and they'd be like, What Studio Ghibli film is that?
Ghibli.
What Studio Ghibli film is that? And I'd have to be like, it's not actually. This is from before.
Productions. It's from before that studio even exists.
Yeah.
So, yeah, over the next few nights, he's just visited by other animals that demand different kinds of music from him, and they just kind of teach him to be more confident and empathetic and emotional with his music. And it's great. He's visited by a bird and a baby tanuki and a mouse and their child, and, like, it's great. And then at the end of the movie, they have the performance, and they're so good that they demand an encore, and they choose Gauche to do an encore.
Yeah.
And it's really good because he's getting all the, like, he's commended by his peers and stuff, and it's like, you've really grown, dude. And he's like, yay.
Yeah, and they're like, we knew you had it in you all along. You finally got there.
And it's just a really good, feel-good movie.
I highly recommend this one.
It's very, I would say, quiet. It's very, it's a slice of life film. It's just like, it's
about small triumphs, and, like, it feels very Fable-ish with all the animals coming in to help this guy perfect his craft, and him, like, getting his reward at the end for working hard and everything. It's a lovely film. I do highly recommend it.
It's so good. Very enjoyable. Absolutely lovely. Beautiful background watercolors, the character designs, the animals' movement, like, this subtle animation on it's just really good, okay?
Yeah, there's a lot to gush about.
This is such a good movie to start the year off with.
Yes, it is. So, if you have not heard of this one, definitely check it out. Are you ready to hear about some of the history of the production?
Yes, give us some behind the scenes.
Alright, so, this, of course, was made by O Productions and was directed by Isao Takahata. Shock and surprise.
All right, yes.
It is based on a short story of the same name, and this is considered one of the best animated adaptations of this author's work, so that's great. O Productions was created in 1970 and really seems to be just kind of a studio that does a lot of support animation.
Okay.
They're usually not the ones producing their own films, so this was actually a very different project. I think this is like the only film that they've really produced. Otherwise, they have a very, very long history of providing support animation, including doing support animation for Chie the Brat. They do make some Devilman OVAs in the late 80s. They are going to be either producing or just part of making a few more films, like Fair, then Partly Piggy in 88, so that might be another film we watch, and La Maison and Petites Cubes from 2008.
Okay, so they're still doing stuff.
Yes, and they also provided animation for the Tales of Symphonia game.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know that game. I've been interested in playing it.
Same.
So, like, that's cool. Cool.
And the studio will also go on to do a ton of support animation for Ghibli films.
I'm unsurprised.
Yeah. So here is the really shocking thing about this film. This film clocks in at about 68 minutes, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty short.
Yeah, so it is just over an hour. But the film was mostly made by 2 artists.
Wow.
So there was one artist doing all of the watercolor backgrounds, and that is Takamura Makuo. And then Shunji
Saida?
Shunji Saida did all of the key animation. And then the in-betweens were done by like an in-betweening team.
Okay.
But yeah, like this film was directed by Takahata and then mainly had 2 artists working on it.
That's crazy.
And took 6 years to complete.
Well, I think it paid off.
The key animator even learned how to play the cello so that they could get accurate playing animation done.
Oh, that's awesome.
Uh-huh.
Because, yeah, it looks good.
Uh-huh.
It's like, I couldn't tell you for sure if it was, like, completely accurate all the time, but it very much so looks like the animated characters are playing the instruments, the cello especially.
Right.
It just looks really, really good. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So, this is technically a film similar with, like, Chie the Brat and The Castle of Cagliostro and a couple of other films we've watched so far where they're kind of like Horace, Prince of the Sun, too, where they're kind of like predecessors to Studio Ghibli.
Okay, yeah. Like they're just leading. It's like movies made by the people that go on to create Ghibli.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm glad we watched this one too, because it was very good. I greatly enjoyed it. Again, please watch this movie. It's such a good vibe.
Yeah.
The whole way through.
Very pleasant. Like, just delightful.
Honestly, I don't know that there's a lot more to say about this one. It was just really good. I know this is an incredibly short review.
When a film is just like there's not much to talk about because it's just a perfect little taste of something. Like, it doesn't outstay its welcome. It's animated beautifully. Like, all I can do is just recommend it. Like, yes, this is fantastic.
This is really good. Please watch this movie.
And yeah, what a great way to start off the year. I'm really excited for what this year has to come.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of which, join us back here next time as we stay in Japan. Unsurprising. So many Japanese films this year. But we are going to see Toei's first movie of the year, Aladdin and the Magic Lamp.
Oh, no.
I feel like they've already done an Aladdin.
They have.
No, they did Alibaba. So, still 1001 Arabian Nights adaptation, but now we're talking about Aladdin specifically.
Oh, boy.
Well, see what they have to offer.
Okay, see you then.